SRO Cole Glass was on a bike patrol when he noticed a child struggling with a broken bike chain. The boy, visibly frustrated, told Glass the chain came off. Without hesitation, Glass knelt and fixed it. And the moment became a small but powerful reminder of the heart behind the badge. Murfreesboro police officer Cole Glass's response exemplifies the kind of everyday heroism that often goes unnoticed. A willingness to pause, engage, and uplift a neighbor in need.
When you see a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or telecommunicator going the extra mile, let WGNS know, and we at Demas's Restaurant will salute them as the emergency responder of the week.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Leanna to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to Rutherford Issues here from News Radio WGNS. Back at it here on a Monday, trying to get all things set and ready to go. It's amazing what can happen over a weekend when you're not actually in the office. Glad to be with you here today. And we've got a lot to discuss. One of the first things that I want to mention to you is that if you haven't had the chance, you didn't go to the Murfreesboro Christmas Parade yesterday, I can completely understand part of the reason why, because, gosh, it was so cold. That had to be one of the coldest Christmas parades ever. I mean, it had to be. In the 20s, but man, it felt like it was in the single digits. So a lot of people decided not to come out or participate, but still there were plenty of folks there, plenty of great floats to see. But if you missed any of that, just want to kind of get into the Christmas spirit, you can go to wgnsradio.com/parade. That will get you to the parade video. You can watch the parade. So check it out, wgnsradio.com/parade. Our parade coverage brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, Agent Adam Tipton, Middle Tennessee Electric, Woodfin Funeral Chapels, and Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff. Dalton's got me saying Ken. It's Kenneth. So you can check that out. Got it up at the top of our website there for another day or so, but that wgnsradio.com/parade will certainly get you there. And thanks to all the folks who put on the Christmas parade, Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation, just everybody who had a part in that. I know Stones River Amateur Radio Club has a big play in how the thing goes, and man, it was a good time despite the cold. But if you want to watch it in the warmth of your home, wgnsradio.com/parade. And of course, that's Middle Tennessee Electric doing what they do, powering our homes and also powering our holidays. Kids waiting on Santa, houses wrapped in lights. MTE keeps those Christmas memories glowing year after year after year. Happy holidays from our friends at Middle Tennessee Electric. It was cold. It's still cold this morning. Is there any relief in sight with this dangerous cold weather? Well, there is some good news in the forecast. The answer to that question is yes. It does come with some rain and maybe even a storm or two. But we'll worry about that later. But expect 60s here in just a few days. We're going to talk about that here in just a couple of moments here this morning. Let's take a look at our daily salutes here today, shall we? for this 15th of December. Heather Bostian is today's SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day for being the cheering face you need, the cheering face that you want to see every day because she brings so much joy. Heather Bostian today, the recipient of flowers from Jenny Harrison and everybody at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts on South Academy and WGNS Radio. So congratulations to Heather. And today's Good Neighbor is presented flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts for being the Good Neighbor of the Day. So hope you enjoy those, Heather. Our Good Neighbor Spotlight brought to you by SRM Concrete, locally grown, nationally known, and standing with the people who make Rutherford County stronger every day. If you want to receive a Good Neighbor nomination, or if you want to nominate someone, I mean, could you nominate yourself? I guess so. That'd be fine. But if you want to nominate someone else for that, text the word neighbor to 615-893-1450, or just head to wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor. Those are the two ways to get your good neighbors into us this morning. Wilson Martin, today's Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club winner. So, Wilson, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the banana pudding to celebrate your birthday. Just head over one day this week, Tuesday through Saturday, over at Slick Pig and say, hey, I was the birthday winner. And they'll know about it. And they will give you that banana pudding to enjoy over at Slick Pig. Wilson Martin, today's Birthday Club winner.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Well, first of all, look outside the studios of WGNS. Well, first of all, we're going to take a look at the downtown Rutherford County Courthouse. That's where we're going to go first. And we see clear skies, sunshine, 21 degrees. And just down a block or so to our WGNS studios, looking very sunny, 21. There's the tall NHC building. So what do we expect for our temperatures? Going to have just a little more cold to deal with. Today, above freezing finally. We were about 36 hours in the Arctic freezer. Still going to be chilly today, but we're warming up as the week goes along.
Well, Brian, a cold weather advisory remains in effect. We'll see sunny skies here this afternoon, a high around 40 degrees. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly clear with a low near 22. Tuesday, sunshine, a high around 51 degrees. Wednesday, a slight chance for rain and snow mixing early, cloudy and a high of 53. By Thursday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy, high of 61. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 44 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the update there. So it's a bit of a roller coaster, but we're not going to get down, once we get to that 60-degree mark, we are going to cool about 15 degrees, but it's nothing anywhere near what we had experienced. So here is our radar in futurecast mode. And this is midnight, where we have, about 18 degrees. But as we zip on into the day tomorrow, this is the 15th. Oh, that's today. Here we go. 16th at 12 o'clock, 23. By 6 p.m., 51 tonight. Tomorrow, Wednesday the 17th. Early in the morning, 37, but we're going to be up to the 50s. And even the moderating temperatures, there's 81 degrees. 61. Wishful thinking. But we can see we're going to stay, looks like in the 60s for highs, 40s for lows, right on through the extended forecast. I can even take us out to Christmas Day, 12 a.m., 72. What? It's going to be an interesting ride. There's almost 70 on Christmas Day at 6 p.m. So milder weather is, of course, on tap here for us. And temperatures the next 6 to 10 days are going to be above normal. 8 to 14 days are going to be above normal, about a 7 in 10 chance. And for the next month, we've got about a 40% chance of being above normal with our temperatures. In terms of the precipitation, Going to be pretty dry. Equal chances of rain here the next 6 to 10, but below normal here in the next 8 to 14 days. And the next month looks like equal chances of either rain or being dry. So there you go. Pretty dry forecast, pretty warm forecast ahead for us. I think we're about ready for that. Is that winter's only blow? Who knows? I would say not. I would say we're going to see some more winter time at some point. Don't forget to check out our Rutherford Weather channel, RutherfordWX.com. That stands for Rutherford Weather, RutherfordWX.com. You head there, YouTube, Facebook, X. Those are the channels where we're most active and live during severe, impactful weather situations. Got posts that we put up. Cold weather advisory went out, of course, over the weekend to let everybody know about that. So if you want to be informed, for video, I love YouTube. You can also get that on Facebook and X. And also you get posts with some graphics and things just kind of describing the weather on Facebook and X. So check it out. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell folks about the Rutherford Weather Channel.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Well, right now the S&P giving up gains, and it is retreating as AI-related stocks come under pressure again. The Dow is down 23 points at 48,434. S&P up a fraction, 68.34. NASDAQ down 13 at 23,181.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Merry Christmas from all of us at News Radio WGNS. Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Our coverage here on Big G TV today is brought to you by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic. Over 20 specialties, several locations, and more than 900 associates dedicated to your health. For quality care that fits your life, choose MMC. All right, it is time to get busy with some news, shall we? We've got a news update from CBS straight ahead, and then Dalton's got your Rutherford Roundup here on WGNS as we check the news.
CBS Radio News.
CBS News Brief. Breaking news. Online records from the L.A. Sheriff's Department show the 32-year-old son of director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle has just been arrested in their deaths. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
From what we are being told, this investigation has carried on and that they are following it by the book, taking several hours to secure a search warrant so that they could get inside the house.
Classes canceled today at Brown University after 2 students were killed during a study session Saturday. Sophia Holman, one of the first to call 911.
If I had gone down one other hallway, I could have been the first person that the shooter saw when they walked into the building.
Police have renewed the search for a suspect. Wayne Miller, a survivor of the Bondi Beach shootings in Australia, tells CBS News.
We are victims of this terror attack, but we are the fortunate victims because there are a lot of victims that are not so fortunate.
At least 15 people were killed. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Do your sinus infections always seem to come back no matter what you do? The pressure builds, the headaches drag on, the congestion makes it hard to sleep, hard to focus, hard to feel like yourself. Here's what most people don't actually know. Sinus infections keep coming back because your sinuses can't fully drain. That's why the pressure, the headaches, and the congestion keep coming back time and time again. Balloon sinuplasty gently opens your sinuses in a quick, in-office procedure, so the infections can finally clear. At Murfreesboro Sinus Center, they've helped thousands of patients break free from the sinus infection cycle, so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and finally feel like yourself again. Don't wait another season fighting sinus pain. Call Murfreesboro Sinus Center today at 615-649-4590 to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Call 615-649-4590. That's 615-649-4590.
This is a paid legal ad.
I'm attorney John Day. Many lawyers are quick to say that they'll take the insurance company to court for you. But how do you know if the lawyer is an experienced trial attorney? Ask them if they're certified. And in order to be certified, you have to have tried a lot of cases, taken a 2-day test, and get recommendations from judges and other lawyers. My wife Joy and I are both certified as civil trial specialists, and we have the experience to get the answers, justice, and compensation your family deserves. Call the law offices of John Day.
I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories impacting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for Monday, December the 15th, 2025. Holiday spirit swept through Murfreesboro Sunday afternoon as the 2025 Murfreesboro Christmas Parade brought music, lights, and cheer to the downtown area. This year's theme, A Sweet Christmas, lived up to its name, with candy-colored floats, dancers, and high school marching bands parading down Main Street. Despite the cold, the annual event, held every second Sunday in December, drew crowds once again, with live coverage produced by Stewart's Creek Television and streamed on Big G TV. Viewers both at home and on site were treated to a special moment as Grand Marshal Bill Allen, a Navy veteran and D-Day survivor, led the procession. Santa Claus closed out the event with a wave from his sleigh, a beloved finale for families gathering along the route. You can watch back to our coverage on Big G TV by heading on over to wgnsradio.com/listen. Just a day prior, Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue crews responded to a different kind of scene. On Saturday evening, a fryer fire broke out inside the Crystal Restaurant on South Church Street. Battalion Chief 1 and multiple units arrived quickly, finding moderate smoke from the kitchen's hood vent. Firefighters extinguished the flames almost immediately and ventilated the building, preventing structural damage and ensuring no injuries. Ladder trucks, engines, and rescue units coordinated a swift response, demonstrating the department's readiness for any emergency. The restaurant reopened the same evening thanks to the rapid containment of the fire. Murfreesboro police are intensifying efforts to locate 15-year-old Jaden Richards, who disappeared after an emotional dispute at home following a disagreement over homework. Jaden left on foot, abandoning both of his phones, a troubling detail that limits communication as well as tracking. Last seen wearing all black, carrying a Nike backpack, and sporting a curly afro, Jaden may be attempting to return to Louisiana, where he previously lived. His possible interstate travel has broadened the search beyond Tennessee, requiring coordination with agencies across state lines. To expedite recovery efforts, Murfreesboro authorities entered Jaden into the National Crime Information Center. The record will remain active until Jaden is safely located. Residents with any information are urged to contact Detective Smith at 629-201-5568 or dispatch at 615-893-1311. Meanwhile, in Laverne, Police Chief Christopher Mose is warning Rutherford County residents to be on high alert as holiday scams ramp up. Criminals often exploit seasonal distractions with charity fraud, delivery scams, and impersonation tactics. Mose urged the public to pause before responding to urgent calls or messages, especially those requesting payment via gift cards or cryptocurrency. Suspected scams should be reported to the Laverne Police Department at 615-793-7744 or, if urgent, through 911. Federal agencies such as the FTC, FBI, and IRS also provide helpful scam tracking resources. Rutherford County is seeing renewed political and personal milestones as longtime public servant Phil Wilson launches his re-election campaign for County Commissioner in District 10, which includes Western Smyrna and Laverne. A Republican primary on May 5th will determine whether Wilson continues a term marked by conservative fiscal stewardship and education-focused development. Current Vice Chairman of the Health and Education Committee, Wilson has played a significant role in expanding schools across the county. This includes additions to Smyrna High School and Laverne High School, a completed elementary school, and a middle school on track to open in 2026. He and his wife Natalie, active in civic life through the Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary Club of Smyrna, are members of Hope Fellowship Church. And in a somber moment for the community, former Rutherford County Commissioner Rhonda Allen has passed away. Allen, a respected leader in the Smyrna area and past candidate for county mayor, is being remembered for her faith, integrity, and business acumen. She was a guiding force behind Allen's Air Care, the family-owned company she helped shape both culturally and professionally. Known for her warmth and unwavering belief in service, Allen was beloved by both constituents and colleagues. Her strong Christian faith, openly expressed in her daily life, left a lasting impact on those who she served and worked with. The company is pledged to continue honoring her legacy through their commitment to compassionate, high-quality service in Rutherford County. Memorial arrangements for Allen will be announced at a later date. That's all for now. For updates on these, as well as many more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook, as well as X. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to leave a rating or a review on Spotify and iTunes, a comment on YouTube, or share it with a friend. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, part of your Good Neighbor Network, and I'll talk to you later.
This is News Radio WGNS, Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, it's high school basketball tonight on WGNS, a special Monday night. We've got Middle Tennessee Lady Raider basketball as they host Auburn tomorrow night. So tonight we're at Rockvale. Rockvale hosting Mount Juliet. Our pregame at 5:45 right after All Sports Talk with your Monday host Dick Palmer. Coming up on Wednesday, we've got the Blue Raider men hosting Kennesaw State. That'll be on the air at 6 o'clock. On Thursday, after Primetime Sports, the final show of the 2025 football season, we will be on the air at 5:45 with Oakland versus Beach prep basketball. And our final coaches show of the year coming up on Saturday morning as we talk to boys basketball coaches. The new year starts in 2026, and of course the coaches show returns then. The Lady Raiders are at Wichita State on Saturday, and the men will host Cumberland on Sunday, so a full busy week of sports every day except Friday, right here on WGNS. That is the latest local sports. We're going to check on the statewide news scene, that is, from Access Tennessee.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Carlin Cochran. A Knoxville man is facing charges after a deadly hit-and-run Saturday afternoon. Police say 57-year-old Stephen Dockery is charged with vehicular homicide by intoxication and leaving the scene of a fatal crash. Investigators say a minivan collided with a motorcycle at Clinton Highway and Bradshaw Garden Road around 4:20 p.m., killing the motorcyclist. The driver left the scene but was located about 2 hours later at an apartment complex and taken into custody. A cold weather advisory remains in effect until noon today as very cold air holds across the region. Wind chills early this morning are near or just below zero, with temperatures in the low teens and some spots in the single digits. Highs today will struggle to reach the mid-20s. Anyone heading out today should bundle up, limit time outdoors, and check on vulnerable neighbors. More news in 30 seconds.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
If it feels like robocalls are increasing, new data shows you're right. The Federal Trade Commission reports more than 2.6 million robocall complaints in 2025. Tennessee ranks second nationwide for do-not-call complaints per person. The FTC says the registry only stops legitimate telemarketers, not scammers, and recommends using call blocking and call labeling services. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
I've got pests, bees, buzzing, rodents running all through my house, ants chewing wood, and look, there's a mouse. I've overrun with pests, but you're gonna be sure, safe and secure. It's the last rites for those pests. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
893-7111. AmeriCare Services Incorporated. Call us today. 893-7111.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit recyclerightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you. That's recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, it's all on you. Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Go to recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas from all of us at News Radio WGNS. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
We are back on Rutherford Issues, and we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, across Rutherford County, trees and homes are lit for the holidays. MTE is proud to power every twinkle so neighbors can make memories. Good energy starts with MTE. We've got some good energy in the studio today. Dr. Caitlin Bullard is here, the principal of Discovery School, as we talk about Murfreesboro City Schools. That's our focus once a month here on Mondays on the show. And none better than to talk about Discovery School. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Good to have you here today. So, first of all, when you tell people about Discovery School, there's a uniqueness to
Yes.
Discovery School. So how do you describe the school to folks?
Yeah, so Discovery is definitely unique within the Murfreesboro City School community. It is our academic magnet school. We serve kindergarten through 6th grade, and there's an admissions and testing process. And one of the things that makes it really unique is we are such a tight-knit community. So because we're a magnet school, our students stay with us over the course of their 7 years, usually in elementary school. It makes our family really, really tight-knit. And then we are a STEAM school, a tree-designated campus, a level 5 school. So lots of things that we have to celebrate about Discovery Community.
So what is a tree?
A tree designated campus. Yes. Yeah, you might not have heard of it because we're the only one in Middle Tennessee, but we are actually designated by the National Arbor Day Foundation as a tree designated campus. We work with partners over at More Trees Borough, as well as our City Parks and Rec Department, and we're working on sustainability and expanding and creating an urban canopy. And so there's a process that the Arbor Day Foundation goes through every year to designate K-12 campuses that are committed to that, and so we are designated through them.
Yeah, and I'm sure an opportunity for the kids to learn with that as
absolutely.
well. Yeah. So Discovery School has really served our community, obviously, very well. Level 5, that you hear about that so much here with Murfreesboro City Schools and Rutherford County Schools. Yeah. It's like it's a given, just, right. But I think that's a testament to the strong school systems that we do have.
Absolutely. We have incredibly strong public schools here in Rutherford County, Murfreesboro City. But you're right, it is kind of a given almost, and we take it for granted, but it really is a celebration of not only the academic achievement, but the growth that our students show academically year over year.
Yeah. Now, I would assume that many of the students that are at Discovery School may go on to continue their middle school and high school at Central Magnet, I would say.
We do see that very often, as well as, our other local public schools.
Yeah. Well, being the middle school and high school magnet school, that kind of goes, but, the competition, I would think, you've got McFadden and then Thurman Francis in Smyrna and the Arts Academy. So we really have some wonderful schools here, and Discovery School part of that. And with Christmas coming up, the kids, I'm sure, are just very excited about that too.
They are so excited this week. We've got themes all week and dress-up days. They're all in their pajamas today with their Santa hats on, and we had a little elf pop up this morning. So lots of fun and excitement happening in the schools.
It is just amazing how pajama days are just like the best.
They are the best, absolutely.
So there's still a lot to get in this week and learning and whatnot. But, as the first semester comes to a close, it seems this year, I don't know, maybe it's just the older I get, the days go by quicker. But, man, it flew by.
I agree. And I was saying the same thing recently. It's like every year it goes just a little bit faster. I think it was just the first day of school like last week. But here we are. It's almost Christmas, almost the end of the semester.
Yeah. And so got a couple of weeks for winter break. And then who knows, everyone in January and February looks forward to maybe hearing from Lisa Trail a time or two.
We hope so. I think there were some that were looking forward to hearing from her this morning with those cold temperatures.
Yeah. But that's why we have, good heat and air systems in the schools, right?
That's right. We're warm and toasty inside.
So this is kind of admissions season for Discovery School, and you may be thinking, well, we've got another semester in this school year. So kind of explain why this is admission season for you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think about, especially if you have a 4-year-old to be applying for their kindergarten year in December. But our applications opened December 1st, and that runs through February 1st. Those are available on our website, and that lines up with admissions season for many of our other, schools that are running kind of that application process. And that allows us to test students in January and February. So every student that applies goes through a testing process on campus, and then into February, beginning of March, those letters go out so that families know how they can prepare for the upcoming school year, so that they know if they've been accepted or waitlisted and can make plans for the upcoming year.
Yeah. So I would think that information comes out after February as to when the testing might be, or do you do testing even before that once sign-ups start?
So our families actually get to sign up as soon as they get confirmation. So they get to choose their date. Testing will start on January 7th. So that'll be kind of the first date, and then they can test all the way through February, and then we'll make those lists after that.
Yeah. Okay. So it happens pretty quickly.
Yes.
So you mentioned thinking about your 4-year-old, doing this. So I'm sure you probably get a million questions from those who've never gone through the admissions process.
Right.
So let's kind of maybe qualm some fears here about what that's like. So let's go from the perspective of maybe mom, dad listening, caregiver that it has a student that will be in kindergarten next year. What is that process like for them?
Yeah, and I can say, first off, I've been on the other side of that. So I have 2 children of my own, both went through the magnet school testing process. So I've been there. I remember those fears very well. But I think, one thing that's important to know is, we are all about making the children comfortable in the setting. So from the very beginning, from testing, we come in, we welcome them, we play games. We've even had children leave the admissions testing process and say, all we did was play Simon Says. It's like, no, we actually did test. But it's so much so trying to make them comfortable, because we know oftentimes 4-year-olds, it's new people, it's a new place, they're shy, they're nervous. And so really we have a lot of fun with them in the process. And then once they come into the building, there are phase-in days that we have if they've been accepted. So those are half days. There's Kinder Camp is a program we run even before the school year starts, and our own kindergarten teachers teach that, and it's kind of a preview for them. So there are so many opportunities for them to become a part of the community and really build relationships with the adults and the other children before the first day of school. Yeah. And that's really important to us. And, we're talking about kindergarten, but we also have spots available in the other grade levels as well. So we accept 6 4th graders every year because our ratio goes up, and then other students kind of on a rolling basis as our numbers change. So even if you have a child who's already in school and you've been through that process of starting kindergarten, it can still be a little nerve-wracking to kind of go through this new experience. And we really want to welcome those families into the community as well, just like we do those kindergarten families.
Sure, absolutely. So you bring up another great point. I was picturing in my mind, how do you give a pencil and a test to a 4-year-old and say, here, complete this,
right. You don't.
So there has to be some type of process for that. And for each grade level, I'm sure it's different the way you interact with those children.
Yes, yeah. So for those incoming kindergartners, they only test with children their own age. We have more adults in the room. It's a smaller setting. They don't have to read anything. And then as they get older, it's a bigger group. There might be more reading involved, more independence. So it definitely is more age appropriate for each level.
Dr. Caitlin Bullard is here with us, the principal at Discovery School. We're talking about the admissions process, and that is something that's going on right now. So where did they go to actually begin that process?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if they go to our website, discoveryschoolexplorers.net, there is an application section of our website. There's a Q&A on there, frequently asked questions, and then all components of the application are online on our website.
So a very good place to start. So discoveryschoolexplorers.net.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be sure to put a link to that in our podcast. For those of you listening, you've got a place to go back and catch that if you didn't. You mentioned the other grade levels. So I guess the kindergarten class, it kind of rolls over from one year to the next.
Right.
Typically, how many kindergartners do you have?
We take 60 kindergartners every year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that 60 kindergartners may be 58 first graders, or it may be 60 first graders. Do they have to test in each year, or how does that work?
They don't. So they stay with us. You know, we do have a code of conduct and expectations for attendance
Sure.
and things like that. But as long as those things are met, they stay with us year after year without retesting. So that group of 60 kindergartners will move on to first grade, and you'll have 60 first graders. We won't take any new first graders unless a child moves. Sometimes, parents get a job out of state, things like that,
Right.
and then we would take those. But we do encourage interested families to apply because you never know. Typically, there's at least 1 or 2 seats in every grade level by the time summer rolls around, and we continue rolling students off the wait list until fall break. So, you may get a call in July that we have a first grade spot open if you've tested for that grade level.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was getting to. If you want to test and be on such list, you have to do that between now and February, though.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to apply by February 1st. And sometimes we'll get the question, I know I'm moving to Murfreesboro city limits, but I'm not there yet. That is okay. They can go ahead and apply and test. They'll just have to be able to provide proof of residence before the school year begins. So by the time we have open house, we have to have that proof of residence. But if you know you're moving to Murfreesboro city, go ahead and apply.
Do you know, at what point do you know, hey, we're going to have 3 openings in 4th grade? Do you know that before the end of the previous year, or is it sometimes maybe right at the beginning of the year?
It can change and evolve. We've had situations, like I said, where a parent gets a job in another state, or something happens, a siblings situation changes and parents want to keep siblings together. And so often we know by the end of the school year, pretty set, who our group is going to be. But typically over the summer, I'm calling at least a couple of families and offering them a spot.
Okay. Well, that's I guess encouragement for those who may be thinking, well, let's give it a shot. So the first thing they need to do is get a date and get signed up.
That's right. It certainly can't hurt to apply, even if you're not in one of those grade levels where we know we have seats currently.
Yeah. So they would go through the testing process if let's say it's a 3rd grader, and we have no idea to really know whether there's a spot there. How do you put them in a particular order to know who's the first on the list to call, things like that?
Yeah. So there are 2 components to the testing. There's a cognitive and an academic, and we use those scores to rank all of the students. And so they're ranked in kind of a stay 9, like a bell curve order. And we do have preference for students whose siblings are already attending Discovery School. They go to the top of the stay 9. And so that's what we use to rank them. And if we have, let's say, 3rd grade and we don't have any spots currently available, then everyone would get a waitlist number based on their ranking.
Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Is there anything that I haven't asked that is a frequently asked question about this whole process?
I think, one thing that I might want to make sure that I mention, we had a tour in November. We just had a Zoom last week for families that couldn't make it to the tour. But I also want to mention that January 5th at 2:30 p.m., we're going to have another open house in person for those that maybe have missed the first 2 dates. So if you have missed those and you want to see the building, that's a question we get a lot is, I wasn't able to come. Can I see the school? It is an in-service day, so you won't see, students in action, but it's a great time to come walk the halls and meet the teachers.
Okay. Is is there a particular place do you need to sign up for that, or is
no
it just come?
pre-registration is required now.
Okay, very good. And what time would that be on the 7th?
2:30 p.m., 2:30 to 3:30.
Okay, so easy enough if you want to see what the Discovery School is all about. And once again, give us the website where we can find more about the admissions situation there.
That is all at discoveryschoolexplorers.net.
Very good. Well, thanks so much for coming in today. I know everybody, even principals get excited about winter break, right?
That's true. Even principals can count down from time to time. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If you want to listen back to the podcast, we will have it up shortly at wgnsradio.com, and then just head to the section where we've got all the shows listed. This is Rutherford Issues. Choose that show, and it'll be the first podcast that you see there, and check out all of our local shows. If you missed them, you can check them out right there at wgnsradio.com/podcast, including our information or our video from yesterday's Murfreesboro Christmas Parade. If you weren't able to head to the parade, you can find it all right there on the website. Have a good day, everybody.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral.
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.